Hi, guys, and welcome to Palace to the Core. Today, I'm going to be talking about a particular story, which, the whole incident, the whole kind of story around Mateta is just changing from one day to another, depending on who you read, depending on where you look. He's either staying at Crystal Palace, or he's going to Saint Etienne, or he's going somewhere else, or he's going to be bought by Crystal Palace, or all kinds of things have been going on. But I thought to keep you up to date and to give you a completely overall view of what's happening to Mateta or could be happening to him. I've come to the Sun. Now I know this is the Sun, and when it comes to top quality journalism, you might not necessarily think of the Sun, but it is in here, so I thought I'll mention it anyway. And that is Newcastle might be looking to get Mateta for a replacement for Callum Wilson, who has now suffered a long-term injury at Newcastle. Eddie Howe is desperate to sign a striker this month, having lost Callum Wilson for weeks and possibly a couple of months through injury. Now he's looking for a striker, and apparently he's got his eye on Mateta because obviously Mateta is a loanee at Crystal Palace and is coming to the end of his loan period. They haven't said, or they're not sure whether he's going to be a permanent fixture at Newcastle, whether he's just going to have another loan spell there. And also, we don't really know yet whether he's going to be bought by Crystal Palace. Factor Vieira says that he has no knowledge of him wanting to go elsewhere, or no knowledge of him going elsewhere. I mentioned that in a previous episode that I did. Um, but it looks as though there are lots of people or lots of teams interested in Mateta. I mean, he's been linked with Saint Etienne and many other teams, including Basel, have been interested in loaning him as well. I think he's actually done quite well for us the last couple of games. I mean, he's played much better than he did when he first, under Roy Hodgson. And I realised it was a different kind of setup under Roy. And I think he's flourishing a lot better under Vieira. I think he's more expressive and is able to take shots and is able to be more himself. I think more of his own kind of player, and I think that's working for him. So I think that given a longer run in the team, I reckon he could become a regular scorer. Maybe not prolific, but perhaps a regular scorer. I can't get my words out today. Perhaps a regular scorer anyway. So it looks as though this is going to be the situation where there's going to be lots of speculation around Mateta until a deal is either done with Crystal Palace or he's loaned off somewhere else. It's kind of everyone and their mother's got an opinion on this at the moment, and I'm not entirely sure that the Sun are right in this situation, but um, apparently this is the case that Newcastle want to sign him because they are currently without Callum Wilson. But it's difficult to say because, I mean, Newcastle are obviously in a situation where they're desperate to improve their form and to improve their team. And it could be that Mateta is the perfect idea because he can come in quickly. He's already in the UK. He already knows the Premier League. But is he really going to be prolific enough to rescue Newcastle from their woes at the moment? I don't think he is. I think he's still lacking a bit of confidence. I think he still needs a little bit of form. And I don't think he's going to be an immediate goal scoring player for Newcastle. I think that they're going to need someone with a bit more of a track record. Certainly this season, I think they're going to need someone who's going to be able to score goals readily this season. And I just don't think Mateta would be that player. And also, I don't know whether he would want to go to Newcastle. I mean, there is the pull of London, which is, I think, is one of the reasons why he came to Crystal Palace, because it's in the London area and there's a lot of top players from abroad want to come to London clubs because it's London. And I don't know whether he would, no disrespect to Newcastle fans, I don't know whether he would want to go to Newcastle. But then, you never know. He might want to. And if they flash enough money in front of him, maybe he will decide to go. Of course, it's not necessarily up to him. It's up to the club that he's currently contracted to, whether they will let him go to Newcastle, whether they want to recall him, or whether they're just going to let Crystal Palace sell him. I think he's got one more game before he hits the threshold of being bought. So I'm not sure whether I'm think he'll probably play in the next game. If he does, then obviously I think then the clause is activated and the opportunity to buy is kind of presenting itself. So I think if he does play in the next game, then it's almost certain he's going to stay at Crystal Palace. If he doesn't play, then it could be that some of these rumours are true and that they're just basically keeping hold of him now until they can find a place for him to go. But let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think about this, whether you feel that he's uh, the right player for us, whether you think he should stay, whether we should pay 12.5 million for him, or whether we should just offload him and encourage somebody else to come through or not. It's absolutely up to you. What do you think he would want to do? What do you think you would like? Is there someone you'd like to come in place of him, or maybe someone that we could get in that would be a better, perhaps a more prolific scorer than him? Let me know in the comments what you think, and that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. See you soon.